Two of the most badass characters in Dragon Ball history, Piccolo and Vegeta, now as strong as they've ever been with the Orange Piccolo and Ultra Ego Vegeta transformations. But who would win in a fight between these two? Who is the better strategist? Who has the best powers? Today we discuss all of this and much more. Orange Piccolo versus Ultra Ego Vegeta. Now available in the Geekdom 101 store once again for a limited time. Instinct versus Ego merchandise line. Ultra Instinct Goku, Ultra Ego Vegeta. Choose your path. Both pathways lead to incredible power offensively and defensively and godliness. Pick up your shirt today or whatever other piece of merch you want. Comes in many different colors and sizes and is some of my favorite art ever. First time you're ever going to see UI and UE on t-shirts is right here in the Geekdom store. I'll leave a link down below. Pick yours up today because they're going fast. Dragon Ball Super has recently given both Piccolo and Vegeta new upgraded powers. We have Orange Piccolo, as portrayed in Dragon Ball Super Superhero, and we have Ultra Ego Vegeta after training with the God of Destruction Beerus, as portrayed in Dragon Ball Super's Granola arc. So today we're going to be discussing who is more powerful and who would win in a fight, because it is not that simple to figure out. Vegeta has access to some powers that Piccolo may not, but Piccolo is a beast, no pun intended. So joining me to discuss this battle, please welcome back to Geekdom 101, Prided Waif. What's up?
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for having me back on your platform. Let's get right into this versus battle.
I'm excited, bro, because this is one I've had a lot of people actually ask me, like, do a Vegeta versus Piccolo video, but I feel like now is the time because we were not expecting Piccolo to have Orange Piccolo like 2 years ago. I knew Vegeta would eventually get something, but Orange Piccolo's new. So, okay, Orange Piccolo is the power of the sacred Namekian tree. I don't want to say it's a god form, but there's definitely a lot of mysticism there. And then we have Ultra Ego Vegeta. So the first thing I want to throw at you is, what do you think Piccolo's going to be able to do to stop Vegeta from using hakai? If they're fighting to the death, I feel like because of what we've seen with hakai, or as you called it, entropy. I remember that, bro. I remember that. I feel like if Vegeta hits him with that, that could take him out. But what do you think?
Well, we have to understand that the levels that they're at too is kind of ridiculous. It's really hard to compare since Orange, last time Piccolo had seen Vegeta was back in Moral Arc, and that's when he was using Super Saiyan Blue Evolution and Super Saiyan Blue. So it's really hard to really compare where Piccolo would stack up at, because we also know, he got the Ultimate Piccolo, so he goes into Orange Piccolo.
Yeah.
But how I would see it is that I still believe that Vegeta is still above Orange Piccolo. All right. For the simple fact of the matter is they were comparing Cell Max to Broly, and Vegeta is, stronger than Broly. That he surpassed Broly back in the Granola arc. So a lot of the comparisons that was being made in Superhero, we have to apply them to that of the Moral arc. We can't really apply to that of Granola arc because that wasn't that last time they seen them. They didn't. Right. They don't know what they've been doing.
Right.
And they've been getting all these boosts and growing nonstop. And hell, they were growing nonstop even versus Gas and Granola. So Hakai should do a lot of damage to Orange Piccolo. But it's really hard. It's not really, you can have another argument that, okay, well, they were comparing it to the Granola arc characters because, of the statements that were saying outside, but it's more so vague. That's more so left up to interpretation, which you think, on a subjective level. But regardless, I believe personally that Vegeta Hakai should do a lot of damage to Orange Piccolo. I don't really think that they're actually that close.
No, right. But there is a couple of factors here I always found interesting. One of the things nobody talks about that's a little subtle thing in the movie is Piccolo's a tank, but he's also very fast at recovering. Let's not forget, and this is something we got to remember, man. Nobody's talked about this that I've seen. During the fight with Cell Max and Piccolo, Cell Max was pounding on Piccolo. Then, of course, he blasts him and then Gohan transforms. But shortly after that, Piccolo recovers and is able to wrap his arms around him. Now, one of the things that we got to talk about is that recovery, because nobody talks about how this dude was near death and then bounced back and was able to at least be strong enough to hold Cell Max while Gohan finished him off. That to me is something. The real question is, can Orange Piccolo tank a Hakai? And I agree with you that I don't know if he can. Now, if we're having a battle where it's not Hakai, let's say that it's just a competitive battle, not really a fight to the death, I think the biggest issue is that even if, all right, hypothetically, Orange Piccolo is stronger than Ultra Ego Vegeta on pure bulk strength, because he is big, he's big as hell. Vegeta's Ultra Ego allows him to absorb damage to get stronger. So if Piccolo hits Vegeta with that big right hand he used to knock out Gamma 2, what's to say that Vegeta couldn't just absorb the blow and just kind of smile at him like he did with Granola?
He's definitely going to smile and absorb the blow. If let's just say if Orange Piccolo is even slightly, we can even give him a little bit of, let's say, a mid higher, mid level higher of range above Ultra Ego Vegeta. That's not going to be able to do much. Piccolo doesn't get stronger that fast as he's fighting or whatever. His stamina recovery has always been good. That's something that Piccolo has always had. Most Namekian stamina recovery is actually really good.
Yeah.
It's just that they get overpowered by the villains, and they get destroyed, dominated to where they can't really recover that fast. So, but in this case, remember when Granola, he was so superior to Vegeta, and he would tell him, "Let me show you the gulf and the gap between us." Vegeta was still able to be resilient. He wasn't anywhere near Granola, and he was still able to resist even before he unlocked Ultra Ego. It kind of shows that Vegeta also is able to tank and endure a lot of pain. Heck, we've seen that a lot, even when he went against Frieza back in Namek Saga, and when Kid Buu was dancing on him and laughing at him, beat him up, and he was getting irritated that he constantly keep getting back up. So Ultra Ego Vegeta even scared Gas who was one point the strongest in the universe, who keeps getting stronger, being stronger in the universe as his other opponents kept getting stronger as well. And he just kept coming. He started fearing for his life because Ultra Ego was like a zombie just coming at him, getting stronger until he gassed out. Piccolo's not going to be able to have that. He's not going to have that same tenacity of level because he's not going to be that much stronger than Vegeta. So Vegeta will be able to take all of that damage and probably throw it back at him 2 times worse. And of course, he's a Saiyan, so he's going to be getting stronger as he's fighting as well. So all of that plays into a factor. And on top of that, even if we don't allow Vegeta to use Hakai, I mean, his blast and everything is amplified tremendous because he's using Hakai power. He's using Ultra Ego. That's God destruction power. So it's not really much you can really give Piccolo here. I mean, you could maybe sort of say they'll, on a technical level, it'll be an insane battle. All right, like the battle thematics, it'll be ridiculous because they're both like
strategy.
They're strategical fighters. They're very strategic and they're genius. They're genius level prodigal warriors, more so than Goku in some aspects. So that would definitely be a good battle if we put them on like equal levels.
Yeah, I mean, not just that, but I feel like the big question here is, we obviously Vegeta has not truly mastered Ultra Ego because he himself in the Granola arc was kind of talking about how he failed and he couldn't really let go of his guilt, and he really isn't quite at the level Beerus is at. But then again, we've only seen Piccolo use Orange Piccolo twice in Superhero, so is he going to be able to get stronger in the future as time goes on? You kind of gave me an idea, and maybe I'll do a separate video on this, maybe even with you, about who do you think win between Gas and Orange Piccolo, because that would be a totally different kind of fight, because we have something, what they have in common, what Gas, Piccolo, and Vegeta have in common is that ability to recover. The problem is, in Gas's case, he gets older and older and older, and there's a catch. Whereas with Vegeta and with Orange Piccolo, there's not. But we'll talk about that another time. When it comes to this fight, though, so you're basically kind of agreeing with me that even though Ultra Ego Vegeta still has not really hit his peak as far as that form, you believe that it's too much for Orange Piccolo unless maybe Orange Piccolo can amplify his power, because there could be Orange Piccolo. We don't know if that's like a form that even uses God Ki. I'm going to assume it's not. because they
I don't.
haven't they haven't said that in the movie.
Yeah.
But he's also part kami, and kami is a god, so maybe he does know how to use god ki. I mean, we saw in the Battle of Gods, Dende was able to sense Beerus, because he's a god. So there's a lot of different variables that haven't been answered yet. But are you saying you kind of agree that Vegeta would win?
Yeah, I think Vegeta wins. You also have to look at the fact that Cell Max was nerfed and he was still beating down Piccolo, and so
Yeah.
it's like it's not really. I don't really think it would be close
Well,
in this case.
yeah, I agree. I especially if they're fighting to the death, because the Hakai Vegeta could probably just maximize the Hakai and then game over. So check out Pride and Waif on his channel. Thank you for being here. Let us know down below if you disagree. We'll talk to you in the next one.